not gonna tell her in the midst of doing everything, watch how you talk to the kid. She frustrated as hell. They that kids don't listen to. So I'm frustrated. I'm doing it all by myself. He not listening. He now 17. He now 16, and he won't listen to shit I say. Now he think he grown. Y'all telling me to watch how I talk to him? I just think if it was that important for black men to be getting life spoken into, that's another thing for black men to do. Come together, grab these little boys who are growing up in these single mother households, and you take the time out of your day to push life into them. If that's what if mom isn't doing it right, black men, you go out in the community, you find these boys in the single parent household, and you do whatever it is that you can do to help that single mom. If we ain't helping them, I don't think we can critique them on nothing.
Well, ain't that what we just kind of talked about? We just what Mace was just talking about is the young man growing up and stuff. Now they don't want to listen to you. That's what he was talking about.
I'm talking about children. I'm talking about children.
Right,
Right. You're
man.
getting them while they're kids, right? So we
Okay.
ain't talking about a grown man who's been out in the world for 20 years. We're talking about a child that's inside of a single parent's home.
I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea. Because this is something else I know to be a problem too that I've seen firsthand before. When a man tried to help with those situations, the women that tell them, "That's my son. You don't tell me what to do with." They do that.
It's not about you correcting her behavior. It's about you going out there doing something. So it's not about what you're trying to change in her. It's what you're doing to help her. It's not about that. It's about that's what I'm just saying. It's not about trying to correct the single mother. Again, she's already doing it all by herself.
I'm not saying correct her. What I'm saying is, if you try to talk to them about certain stuff, some of them will prevent you from doing it. Is what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
Because they'll say, "That's my son. He's going to be raised how I see fit."
So
And the problem
you're
is,
telling me that black women are preventing black men from speaking and being a positive influence to their boys in their household.
some of them, hell yeah, absolutely.
Maybe you ain't positive.
You said maybe what?
Maybe you ain't positive. Maybe you ain't the influence she want a part of her child's life.
You got it. So, I mean, we're gonna stay into. I'm just gonna dive down to these comments real quick. Shout out to Demarcus. He said, "UANTV solo and Taj. What's y'all plans for Mother's Day? And do y'all see a huge difference between Mother's Day and Father's?" So for me, hopefully, I can pop up on my mama this Mother's Day. I think I want to do that this time. Kind of pop up on her and surprise her. She won't know I'm coming. She don't watch this long ass podcast, so I'm pretty sure she won't hear about it. And as far as is there a huge difference between Mother's Day and Father's Day? Come on now, we absolutely know that is a huge difference. Mother's Day gets the world. Father's, hey, pat on your back, here's some socks, go on by your business.
Hmm. I was about to say something mean, but I'm
Say
gonna keep
it.
that to myself. I'm gonna keep that to myself because it may not be true. I'm just talking shit.
Go ahead and say it.
I don't have any plans for Mother's Day. I'm gonna be at the house. I mean, I think it's a big difference in motherhood and fatherhood. I mean, Mother's Day and Father's Day, because it's a big difference between motherhood and fatherhood, right? Right? Ain't it a big difference in the two?
I don't know what's the big difference you're speaking of.
I mean, I'd rather not.
Well, Koch, he's here on. He ain't at the chair right now. But shout out to Ron, come through with the $2 sticker. Appreciate you. The market said Raising Cane season 5 is only ever. We already know that. You said that. This is very true. My granny talked to her garden to keep it growing real deal. Yeah. Plants respond to that shit. We're talking trash about each other. My sister has 300 roses, talks to them daily when she's gardening. Yeah. No, this video is nonsense. The message is okay, but there is no correlation between yelling at fruit and their decay rate. I don't know about that, Run Boy. I actually believe this is absolutely true, and I know for sure with plants that is some truth to it. I'm gonna whisper sweet everything's to those lottery tickets. Lottery tickets are the line, don't they?
You know what? I see. I hate to talk about single mothers because for me, I just feel like that is just something that we as a community use that to sort of devalue women. And I feel like if we don't hold the men accountable enough when we're talking about single mothers. See, that's my issue with that. It's just like usually in a situation when we're critiquing a single mother, it just would be easier for her if she had help. So if we're not gonna offer no help, then what exactly are we doing? It's boys that will listen to women from a single mother and feel threatened by the men. Agree with that, or they either feel threatened or they at least take them seriously. That's but they don't. But even like I feel like even when a man is raised by a man, when a man is raised by a woman, he has those feminine traits. I don't feel like he gets shamed on the same level as single mothers. Cause I mean, at some point, when you gonna learn how to be a man, or are you gonna be 40 years old, 30 years old, talking about I can't control myself? I'm gonna argue with women because I was raised by a single mother. I mean, at what point do we hold those men accountable for them to be men on just like on a grown up standard, or do they get to say, I argue with women. I'm less than because I was raised by a single mom.
Um,
All right, where we at?
I'll say this because
Black men are more involved with their kids nowadays. That's
I mean that's very true. The statistics prove that they're at a very rapid rate that black fathers are definitely returning to them for sure.
Then there ain't no single mothers. Then what we talking about? If y'all all in y'all kids' lives, then it ain't no single mother.
Well, so this is the thing. You got somewhat our generation, the millennial generation, that has some of that going on. Then you got a very, very heavy rate of it in the Gen Z generation. And now the back end of the Gen Z is actually another generation. I forget what they call, but I think that's just people doing too much. But I know the Gen Alpha generation, more particularly that of speaking, is where the fathers are returning. So basically, these are the kids that's like 10 years old and younger, probably. So we haven't got to really see the results of it yet because they're not old enough to really know. You cannot
oh
devalue.
shit.
Oh, what age did y'all say the age that men raised by a single mother? At what age do y'all start holding them individually accountable?
Say that again.
I said men who was raised by single mothers. At what age do y'all start holding them accountable
Holding them accountable as in what?
for being a real man?
Well, that's the reason why I didn't 100% disagree with everything May said, because those are the ones that you can't talk to because in their mind they already, a man is stubborn. A man ain't finna listen to another man once he's a man, because he's like, bro, I'm my own man. You can't tell me, what the fuck you want to. Now, if you're a man of very good stature, like say you very successful, for sure that individual knows what they're doing. You might be open to some form of mentorship to that person, but let's be real. The average guy, the average man that grew up with a single mother don't know anyone like that. So he's not going to listen to them.
So I mean, I could say that about the same shit with black women. They not listening to y'all when we tell them not to curse y'all out. They not listening to us. So what can we do?
Well, I'm not telling you. You can just put the message out there for certain ones. Honestly, when I say stuff now, I'm not talking to those guys because unfortunately, I would say majority. Some of them can actually be, humble enough to actually listen and take it into accountability. But majority of them are already cooked. So I'm speaking to the ones that are younger that has a chance. It might pick up and be like, dang, I didn't know that. Let me make sure I don't go down that path so that this shit won't happen to me. Because the ones that's our age and older, pretty much they shit is almost submitted. But my opinion, this is just my opinion. I don't see much accountability being taken from them. They make
From
excuses
who?
why they doing it.
Well, the black women. could say the same thing about the women that's cursing out loud and keep having babies by by men who won't help them take care of it. We could just say, we've told them, they know they can't be helped.